Yes, I'm back at the desk. Oh. No, I haven't actually missed it that much. Missed the suit more. Actually, decent for once. Roll it. Hey, I'm Kev Kerr, Mr. Kerr, and welcome to Power Oversteer, the Will Motorsport Show on the ElusiveKev channel. And in today's episode, we are going to preview the Formula 1 race this weekend, the third round of the 2013 Formula 1 World Championship in China, with the Chinese Grand Prix at the Shanghai International Circuit. And this is coming off the back of two very different races. In Australia, you had some good on-track action and some good strategy, which meant Kimi Raikkonen in the Lotus won the race from Fernando Alonso of Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel of Red Bull. And then that Vettel kid was the main talk of the town in Malaysia when he disobeyed team orders at Red Bull and overtook Mark Webber with about 15 laps to go and won the race. And there's kind of been a team orders debate for a while, but that's kind of died off now, and also because what happened behind them with Mercedes, and so the top four drivers on track were all kind of under the spell of team orders, even though one of them disobeyed it and three of them obeyed them. And so hopefully in China it will be a bit different this weekend. And in this preview, of course, we're going to make some predictions for this weekend's race, and we're going to talk about some track facts. So, time for some track facts. And the Shanghai International Circuit, well, it's in China, in the Jiading district of Shanghai. I apologize, I said that wrong, in the People's Republic of China. It was constructed in 2004 for then the most expensive circuit to have been constructed then, for $450 million, and it was kind of architected by Mr. Herman Tilke, one of a number of circuits he has done in recent years, such as in Bahrain, Korea, India, Turkey, Abu Dhabi. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's got 16 turns, and it's based on the Shang symbol, which the Shanghai is named after, and Shang means high or above, and that's what the shape of the circuit is kind of emulating there. And it's got 16 turns, and the DRS is generally on the back straight, and it's going to be on the front straight as well. So in the past, this circuit has hosted MotoGP, World Touring Car Championship last year, V8 Supercars in 2005, and it's hosted Formula 1 since 2004, and this is the 10th race around this track. And in the previous 9 years, there's been 8 different winners. Only Lewis Hamilton has won this event twice, in 2008 and 2011. Of course, Nico Rosberg won it last year, and we had Jensen Button in 2010, Sebastian Vettel in 2009, Kimi Raikkonen in 2007. Michael Schumacher's last win, his 91st and last Formula 1 win here in 2006. Fernando Alonso in 2005. And the first race was won by Rubens Barrichello in a very close contest, I remember, in 2004. And last year, Kiyomiuri Kobayashi got his only fastest lap in Formula 1 with a 1:39. But that record round here is by Michael Schumacher in 2004. He did a 1:32.238 in his Ferrari, and yeah, we're now 7 seconds slower than that in the race. But of course, it was very different back then. So normally on the race weekend, there are support races, of course, and it's Formula BMW Asia or Porsche Carrera Cup Asia have traditionally been the support categories since 2004. In 2008, GP2 Asia Series also raced the same weekend. And on the constructor side of the winners, I've got to mention, was Ferrari have done it 3 times, and McLaren have done it 3 times as well. And Mercedes powered engines have won it the past 3 years, or the past 4 out of 5 years, only Red Bull breaking it up in 2009 with Vettel. He got Red Bull's first official pole and win. Of course, he kind of got their first win in 2008 at Monza in the Red Bull designed Toro Rosso, and he got pole and a win there. But this was the first win for the proper team in 2009. And this weekend there's quite a few interesting facts that have come about. As I've already talked about, like first wins for Red Bull here in 2009. Nico Rosberg became only the third son of a world champion or Grand Prix winner to win a race here last year, but after Damon Hill. Of course, he's won 20 odd races in Formula 1, and Jack Villeneuve, the 97 world champion there, 96 and 97 world champions there, who are the son of Graham Hill and Jill Villeneuve, of course, and they were the previous sons of Grand Prix winners or world champions who have won a race. And Kimi Raikkonen, he scored Ferrari's 200th Grand Prix win, or 100th Grand Prix, no, Ferrari's 200th Grand Prix win here in Shanghai 2007, and Jenson Button got his 100th Grand Prix start here in 2005. And China, one of a few host countries to have hosted a Grand Prix but have never had a Grand Prix driver. In China, Bahrain, Singapore, Korea and Abu Dhabi. Well, there's kind of a pattern there of countries who have not had a Grand Prix driver but are hosting Grand Prix events. And down that long straight between turns 13 and 14, one of the longest straights on the Canada, over a kilometre long, 1.3 kilometres long I've got here. And of course there's some interesting facts that could come out this weekend, such as Felipe Massa. He's outqualified Fernando Alonso 4 times in a row. If he does it this weekend, it'll be the first time in Alonso's career he's been outqualified by someone 5 times in a row. The last time outqualified Massa was in Abu Dhabi. And Kimi Raikkonen looking again to get some points, to get a 20th consecutive finish in the points. Michael Schumacher holds this record with 24 from Hungary 2001 to Malaysia 2003. And yeah, that's basically most of the facts I've got here, apart from the Chinese Grand Prix won 5 times out of 9 from pole. So if you get pole here, you generally do well around here. So that's something to look at. And yeah, those are some track facts. Some of this is from Formula1.com and from Wikipedia, because of course Wikipedia is always truthful. So yeah, that's track facts. Let's go into and make some predictions now. Okay, time for some predictions, and I don't know who to choose. I'm going to go into my lucky dip hat. I think I did that earlier. Yeah, I went into that lucky dip hat earlier. So yeah, I think Webber will win in China, and I think what happened in Malaysia will give him a bit more fire in the belly. Will encourage him to do better and just basically try and beat Vettel. Even though he says he's done his medicine in Australia, did some surfing. I do think what happened in Malaysia will give him won't make him faster. Just make him try harder to beat Vettel, and I think he will do that in China, because I think the Red Bull just suits this track beautifully. It's kind of made for Red Bull. There's kind of fast flowing corners, that first corner, that snail corner, and going right round, and then you go left. And I think this track is just made for Red Bull, so I think they will do well here. I think they'll get first. I'm not sure about a 1-2, even though on paper they should. I think maybe Alonso will sneak up there in the Ferrari, because I think Ferrari will do well round here. I think this track will kind of suit them as well, because I just think it will suit them. And I think maybe Mercedes will do well. Of course, in recent years Mercedes have been doing well round here. With Rosberg, they got pole and won last year. They had a front row lockout with Schumacher alongside him, and Schumacher was doing well to make that a 1-2 last year until his car broke down. And in the words of Martin Brundle, of course, it was the biggest disappointment since Shrek 2. So hopefully I think Mercedes will do well, and I think Rosberg will get on the podium ahead of Hamilton. I think we'll kind of have a reverse of what happened in Malaysia, and I think maybe Vettel will drop down, make a mistake, and something in the race, and maybe Massa will be down there and say sit for 7, fighting with the Lotuses again. I think maybe Raikkonen will get a top 5 ahead of Grosjean, because it kind of depends how hot it is in China, because I think Shanghai is known for high tyre wear, and the Lotus kind of had problems with getting temperature in the tyres. It seems in Malaysia it didn't really suit their car, Malaysia, and it seems like they prefer the cooler temperatures in Melbourne, Australia, of course, because they won the race with Raikkonen, made that 2-stop strategy work compared to the 3 stoppers of, say, Alonso and Vettel. And so yeah, I think maybe Shanghai's going to be in that in-between place for them, and I think they might be just off the top 3 there of Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes, but I think they'll be above everyone else then. So McLaren and Force India, I think they might have a good battle this weekend. I think McLaren, they took steps in Malaysia, but that could have just been like heat related, like their car just suited that circuit, and it made sure they got heat in the tyres, and made sure it was just better suited to the car. So it might just be a temporary, step forward, or what we saw there, a bit of a oasis there. But I don't know, I think maybe McLaren have a bit of a better car than they showed in Australia, and I think they might be fighting with Force India for these lower points, say some 7th to 10th, and you have Perez against the rest, and Sittel against Button there. So that'll be an interesting battle, I feel, because I think Force India as well, they seem just ahead of McLaren at the moment, and so that could be very interesting battle for the lower points there. And maybe Sauer will get in there with Hulkenberg, of course. He got some good points in Malaysia, and I think he'll be fighting again for those points, even though he did have tyre wear issues in Malaysia, basically because he was pushing the car harder than he wanted to, pushing the car hard more than it's really capable of on these tyres to make them last longer. So yeah, that'll be an interesting situation to see, especially, as I said, this track kind of has like high tyre wear, so maybe they got to look out for Hulkenberg there. Maybe he's got to protect the tyres a bit more, and they might drop him back a bit into this lower midfield. And maybe even we see Toro Rosso get points here, because they do traditionally do well at the beginning of the season. And John Everton got a point in Malaysia, even though Daniel Ricciardo was running ahead of him for virtually the whole of the race before he had another broken exhaust. So maybe he'd get 3 on the trot here with another broken exhaust. And of course, a couple of years ago, we saw Sebastian Buemi use both of his front tyres when his suspension broke, and those tyres went rolling to Beijing, I think. So yeah, that maybe Toro Rosso won't suffer more mechanical failures, but I think they will maybe be in that fight for the last point, but I'm not really sure about them. I think they'll be stuck there fighting with Williams again, with Bottas, who's doing better than Maldonado. Maldonado seems to be rehashing his 2011 season, it seems, by crashing off at any opportunity, it seems. So maybe you see Bottas there, maybe getting into that fight for the final point. And I think the fight for the final point might be the best fight on the track, because at the back with Marussia and Caterham, Marussia looks so much better than Caterham, and there might be minor updates coming here to China, but I don't think that'll be enough to plug the gap between Caterham and Marussia. And I think they've got a great ace in the hole, and Jules Bianchi has been the best rookie by a mile so far, ahead of Bottas, and got Gutierrez, and then you got Van der Garde and Chilton, and yeah, Bianchi, I'm not sure if they're good enough to challenge the midfield yet, even though they're very confident after Malaysia, like, yeah, we can push forward, but us and them will be waiting for the updates in Europe for them to push forward to then. So yeah, again, look for Marussia to win the battle of the newer teams in the battle for 10th, basically, and look for Caterham with Van der Garde fighting Chilton and Pick just running by himself again. And if a team has issues such as, I think, Verne and Bottas had in Malaysia, maybe look for Bianchi to fight a bit there, and of course Maldonado as well in Malaysia. And the impressive thing in Malaysia for me from Bianchi was actually that he's running kind of the same pace as Maldonado in that second stint, and he was kind of holding him off for about 10 or 15 laps in the middle there once Maldonado, made up the gap to him, and he's kind of running the same pace. That was pretty impressive there in the middle of the race there. So, there may be signs that Marussia, getting close to the midfield, but I don't think they'll quite be there unless, someone has problems in the race. So that's my predictions, my podium: Webber, Alonso, and Rosberg. I think I'll go for that for my podium. Let me know what your podium is in the comments below, and I hope you have enjoyed this preview of the Chinese Grand Prix, and I'll be back with the review, of course, after the race on Sunday maybe, but it'll probably be on Monday. So yeah, so for watching, so till next time, cheerio.